Over 4,000 film industry professionals have pledged to boycott Israel, and Hannah Einbinder said free Palestine with her whole chest, which means there's been a massive uptick in how about release the hostages rhetoric today, so let's talk about hostages. This very month, the story broke that Israel's 11,000 Palestinian quote-unquote security prisoners breaks every record in Israeli history. That number includes 49 women, 400 children. Of the total, 3,577 Palestinians are held in what the occupation bureaucracy calls administrative detention, which translates to kidnapped without trial or charge. That figure also does not include Palestinians held in Israeli army-run camps. If you're wondering if any of those Palestinians held without trial or charge include children, the answer is yes, 41% of them, nearly half. In June of this year, the total number of children detained in Israeli prisons was 360, of which 147 were in quote-unquote administrative detention. While the current numbers are an all-time record, the practice of arbitrarily detaining, i.e. kidnapping Palestinians and their children is by no means new. As an example, before October in 2023, Israel was holding 5,200 Palestinian political prisoners in its jails. This included 170 children and 1,264 held without trial or charge. This is Zionism we're talking about, so these are of course not normal detention centers or prison, but torture houses, where dozens of Palestinians die in custody every single year. And of course, this torture includes of children and is also systemic and nothing new. This article is 25 years old, and this one is from last year. And if you're currently thinking to yourself, well, they're not all like that, according to B'Tselem last year, an Israeli human rights organization, the most notorious of these torture prisons, today Taiman, is only the tip of the iceberg of a network of torture camps for Palestinians. All of which goes to show that now, currently, as has been the case many times before, upwards of 400 Palestinian children are being tortured in Israeli prisons, which is far more than the total number of Israelis taken hostage on October 7th, 251, a number which goes down when you count only Israeli civilians. However you want to try and define the word civilian in a utterly militarized apartheid society where military service is compulsory on threat of imprisonment. So if your response to free Palestine is release the hostages, may I remind you that Netanyahu and his government have never once, not once, agreed to a permanent ceasefire in return for a hostage exchange. That has never ever happened. Meanwhile, Hamas, as early as October 9th or 10th, agreed to release all civilian hostages in exchange for nothing more than the IOF not entering the Gaza Strip and agreeing to future negotiations. So when you say, release the hostages, my response is, I agree, all 11,000 of them. Free Palestine, fuck ICE, and of course, go birds.